You are welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be making garden egg stew. If this is the first time you are here, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to grow this channel with you. Here I do food, I do lifestyle, vlogs, beauty, everything. So kindly subscribe. Today we are going to be making garden egg stew. Garden egg stew is a Ghanaian dish which is so yummy and goes very well with yam or plantain. So here, as you can see, we have our ingredients. We have our garden egg or eggplants on the left, and then we have our onions, pepper, thyme, garlic, ginger, and then green bell pepper. I love onions because they give this savory taste to foods. Eggs and corned beef and also mackerel in tomato sauce. So here, as you can see, I'm chopping my onions and I'm going to blend the pepper, garlic, and thyme later on. But here I'm going to be chopping the onions and the green bell pepper. Now at the end of this video, I'm going to be showing you how to pick garden egg or eggplants, okay? Because sometimes it gets bitter. Some of the eggplants are bitter, but at the end of the video, I'm going to show you how to choose them when you go to the market, the ones that are less likely to be bitter, okay? So that you know which ones to go for. So kindly watch till the end. So eggplants are good and rich in fiber and helps with cholesterol levels and serves as antioxidants. So kindly add this to your diet. Like I said, I'm going to blend the other ingredients in my blender until fine. Here I'm adding my onions to my oil. You can use any vegetable oil. If you want to use coconut oil, if you want to use olive oil, it's fine. Any healthy oil of your choice, okay? But just make sure it's not too much. So here, as you can see, my onions are frying whilst my garden egg is boiling in water on the side. So as the onion is caramelizing, I'm going to be adding my blended ingredients in a couple of minutes, you see. So here you go. I added what I blended earlier on into my onions, and I'm going to be giving it a good stir. Okay, I'm going to be giving it a good stir to make sure that everything comes together smoothly. So now we are back to the corned beef and mackerel and eggs. So now I've cracked my eggs into my bowl, and this is the last one that I'm cracking. Now after I crack my eggs, I'm going to add my corned beef to it. If you'd realize, I intentionally didn't stir up the eggs because I want the yolk to be in the stew. I want it, being large enough to be in the stew that I can chew it when I'm eating it. Oh, my days. So here you have your egg and corned beef mixed up together. And here I'm going to be adding my green pepper into the onion, and I'm going to let it fry for about 2 minutes. If you would realize, I added garlic and thyme and ginger to my garden egg stew. If you've not done that before, please do try now. It's just it. It's so good, and thank me later. So here, I'm going to be adding my mackerel in tomato sauce. I would have added tomatoes to it if it wasn't for the tomato sauce in the mackerel. And even at that, I should be adding not more than 3. But since there's tomato sauce in the mackerel, I just let go. So here, as you can see, I'm giving it a good stir to make sure it comes together smoothly. And as you can see, I also lowered my fire because I want it to be under minimum heat to avoid it burning. So over here, I'm going to be adding my egg and corned beef mix to it. After I add this, I'm not going to stir it up. I'm going to wait for about 2 minutes for it to fry on its own before I give it a stir, because I want the egg to cuddle up into it, fry a bit before I stir it up, because I don't want it to soak into the stew uncooked or unfried. As you can see, I think it's getting dark, so I put on my lights, and I think it's a little bit too bright, so I'm going to lower it in a bit so you actually see the color of my stew. So here, as you can see, I'm trying to lift it up, not totally mixing it up. Now it's frying, and as you can see, it has come together so well and so nice. It almost looks so yummy, even though we are not done yet. So here I'm still giving it a good stir and making sure that it's coming together as perfect as I would like it to be. So as you can see how the egg yolks are coming out from that. If I had mixed the eggs, it wouldn't have come up that way. But you can mix the eggs before you put it in if you want it that way. So here, as you can see, my garden egg or eggplant has been boiled, and eggplants or garden eggs usually has some worms in it, some worms in it. But to avoid that, you open it up to check, okay, before you mash it up. Sometimes it might look so beautiful on the outside, but then that's one of the things that comes with it. But it's still very, very nutritious, and you should try eating these. Study actually shows that eggplants are rich in fiber and benefits cholesterol levels. If you'd like, you can actually read about it. It's actually a very good vegetable full of nutrients, and you should have this in your diet. And if you're going to have this, you are going to use no other recipe than even Jackie's recipe. So here I'm adding my mashed garden eggs into my stew. So you would realize that I used an earthenware, which is traditional to Ghanaians. If you do not have that, please do not use a blender, because you do not want it so buttery or very blended fine. So you either just use a fork to mash it rather than blending it in a processor or a blender, because when it becomes very, very soft, it doesn't really taste good that way. So here, as you can see, we have our garden eggs, so nice. And I'm adding my salt now, because corned beef is usually very salty, so I now was able to taste the salt to see where it is, and then I added just a little bit to it. So now, as I was saying before, if you want to buy garden eggs from the market, you would have to look out for the one that has the shape looking like a sphere. Some are like really round or circle. Those ones tend to be bitter. Oftentimes, I've actually noticed. So you see the picture on the right, you have to buy the ones that look something like this. Thank you so much for watching this with me, and I hope that you try my recipe. And please do subscribe to my YouTube channel for more. Thanks so much. Love you. Mwah.